A lot of people watched it, but nobody's watching day to day, all day, unless you're me and just love this stuff. Procedures are okay, but we want to know, where do you stand? And so I think the more that politicians stop trying to be politicians and be people, then that will engage voters. We reject alternative facts, so come on in here and let me educate you on the facts. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Political Briefing. It's me, your host, QuentinRJiles, but if we're going to be friends, then you know you have to call me Q. Today, the show is definitely a little earlier. I know everybody's like, wait. You know, we do this at 8:30. However, someone had an idea and asked me, could we stream President Biden's message? As you know, or if you don't know, today marks 1 year since we have officially been in this pandemic. And so in prime time tonight, President Biden will be speaking to the nation. And so I've already got my setup in the other room. We're going to stream it here. Again, for those that are just coming in, that's why the show is early today, because we're going to actually stream Biden speaking. So we'll stream it and then we'll talk on the other side of that. Hey, Auntie Yada, Joanne, Roan, Cynthia Burton, Nessa Justice, CR. I see y'all in the comments. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Make sure you all share this. Share this on your various platforms. We're going to get into it. I think it's starting. We'll get into it right now.
The 1 year anniversary of the COVID pandemic.
No, it's not.
Now, not far from where I stand.
Okay, so they ain't got it together yet. When Biden starts speaking, then we'll start. Oh, well, maybe we will listen to this. Let's dip in.
You can see how this struck all of us together and separately. We were a nation divided by race, by gender, by economics, by politics. The virus exposed those fissures, worked its way into the cracks, and left us more divided, more isolated, more afraid of each other. There's been so much tragedy this year. We've lost 500,000 people. Jobs and businesses have vanished, lifetimes of work and savings wiped out, while our leaders couldn't or wouldn't help. Our victories came from within, from the small, life-affirming kindnesses of neighbors, from heroic doctors and nurses, yes, but also grocery store workers and restaurant cooks and the old friends back home who made sure to check in on mom and dad.
Soon we'll all be able to hug each other, dance again, be together again.
Let's use that as a first step back. It's been a rough year, but I'm hopeful for the next year that's coming up.
I think the light at the end of the tunnel is finally getting a bit brighter.
Tonight on this special edition of All in America, let's acknowledge what separated us and look forward with new hope to the year we meet again. Good evening from the Lincoln Memorial. I'm Chris Hayes. In just a moment, the 46th President of the United States will address the nation from the White House. The speech comes 1 year to the day after the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a global.
Okay, so we're going to wait on that. Looks like Chris Hayes is still talking. When Biden comes in, then I'll switch it back to the screen, and then I'll also go to the other room to get the, some people said they can hear, but the sound is a little cloudy. So I'll see if we can work with that. While we're waiting on President Biden to come and make this speech. Oh, it looks like he's on his way. I can see him walking.
Primetime address of his presidency. Now here he is, the 46th President of the United States, Joseph R.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. Tonight, I'd like to talk to you about where we are as we mark 1 year since everything stopped because of this pandemic. A year ago, we were hit with a virus that was met with silence and spread unchecked. Denial for days, weeks, then months. That led to more deaths, more infections, more stress, and more loneliness. Photos and videos from 2019 feel like they were taken in another era. The last vacation, the last birthday with friends, the last holiday with extended family. While it was different for everyone, we all lost something. A collective suffering, a collective sacrifice. A year filled with the loss of life and the loss of living for all of us. But in the loss, we saw how much there was to gain in appreciation, respect, and gratitude. Finding light in the darkness is a very American thing to do. In fact, it may be the most American thing we do. And that's what we've done. We've seen frontline and essential workers risking their lives, sometimes losing them, to save and help others. Researchers and scientists racing for a vaccine. And so many of you, as Hemingway wrote, being strong in all the broken places. I know it's been hard. I truly know. So I told you before, I carry a card in my pocket with the number of Americans who have died from COVID to date. It's on the back of my schedule. As of now, total deaths in America, 527,726. That's more deaths than in World War I, World War II, the Vietnam War, and 9/11 combined. There were husbands, wives, sons and daughters, grandparents, friends, neighbors, young and old. They leave behind loved ones, unable to truly grieve and heal, even to have a funeral. But I'm also thinking about everyone else who lost this past year to natural causes, by cruel fate of accident or other disease. They too died alone. They too leave behind loved ones who are hurting badly. You know, you've often heard me say before, I talk about the longest walk any parent can make is up a short flight of stairs to his child's bedroom to say, I'm sorry, but I lost my job. Can't be here anymore. Like my dad told me when he lost his job in Scranton. So many of you had to make that same walk this past year. You lost your job. You closed your business. Facing eviction, homelessness, hunger, a loss of control, maybe worst of all, a loss of hope. Watching a generation of children who may be set back up to a year or more because they've not been in school because of their loss of learning. It's the details of life that matter the most. And we miss those details. The big details and the small moments. Weddings, birthdays, graduations. All the things that needed to happen, but didn't. The first date, the family reunions, the Sunday night rituals. It's all has exacted a terrible cost on the psyche of so many of us. For we are fundamentally a people who want to be with others, to talk, to laugh, to hug, to hold one another. But this virus has kept us apart. And grandparents haven't seen their children or grandchildren. Parents haven't seen their kids. Kids haven't seen their friends. The things we used to do that always filled us with joy have become things we couldn't do and broke our hearts. Too often, we've turned against one another. A mask, the easiest thing to do to save lives. Sometimes it divides us. States pitted against one another instead of working with each other. Vicious hate crimes against Asian Americans who've been attacked, harassed, blamed, and scapegoated. At this very moment, so many of them are fellow Americans. They're on the front lines of this pandemic trying to save lives. And still, They're forced to live in fear for their lives just walking down streets in America. It's wrong, it's un-American, and it must stop. Look, we know what we need to do to beat this virus. Tell the truth. Follow the scientists and the science. Work together. Put trust and faith in our government to fulfill its most important function, which is protecting the American people. No function more important. We need to remember the government isn't some foreign force in a distant capital. No, it's us, all of us. We the people. For you and I, that America thrives when we give our hearts, when we turn our hands to common purpose. And right now, my friends, we're doing just that. And I have to say, as your president, I'm grateful to you. Last summer, I was in Philadelphia and I met a small business owner, a woman. I asked her, I said, what do you need most? Never forget what she said to me. She said, looking me in the eye, she said, I just want the truth. The truth. Just tell me the truth. Think of that. My fellow Americans, you're owed nothing less than the truth. And for all of you asking when things will get back to normal, here is the truth. The only way to get our lives back, to get our economy back on track, is to beat the virus. You've been hearing me say that for while I was running and the last 50 days I've been president. But this is one of the most complex operations we've ever undertaken as a nation in a long time. That's why I'm using every power I have as president of the United States to put us on a war footing to get the job done. Sounds like hyperbole, but I mean it, a war footing. And thank God we're making some real progress now. In my first full day in office, I outlined for you a comprehensive strategy to beat this pandemic. We have spent every day since attempting to carry it out. 2 months ago, this country didn't have nearly enough vaccine supply to vaccinate all or near all of the American public. But soon we will. We've been working with vaccine manufacturers, Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, to manufacture and purchase hundreds of millions of doses of these 3 safe, effective vaccines. And now, at the direction and with the assistance of my administration, Johnson & Johnson is working together with a competitor, Merck, to speed up and increase the capacity to manufacture new Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is one shot. In fact, just yesterday, I announced, and I met with the CEOs of both companies, I announced our plan to buy an additional 100 million doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccines. These 2 companies, competitors, have come together for the good of the nation, and they should be applauded for it. It's truly a national effort, just like we saw during World War II. Now, because of all the work we've done, we'll have enough vaccine supply for all adults in America by the end of May. That's months ahead of schedule. And we're mobilizing thousands of vaccinators to put the vaccine in one's arm, calling active duty military, FEMA, retired doctors and nurses, administrators, and those to administer the shots. And we've been creating more places to get the shots. We've made it possible for you to get a vaccine in nearly any one of 10,000 pharmacies across the country, just like you get your flu shot. We're also working with governors and mayors in red states and blue states to set up and support nearly 600 federally supported vaccination centers that administers hundreds of thousands of shots per day. You can drive up to a stadium or a large parking lot, get your shot, never leave your car, and drive home in less than an hour. We've been sending vaccines to hundreds of community health centers all across America located in underserved areas. And we've been deploying, and we will deploy more mobile vehicles and pop-up clinics to meet you where you live, so those who are least able to get the vaccine are able to get it. We continue to work on making at-home testing available. And we've been focused on serving people in the hardest hit communities of this pandemic: Black, Latino, Native American, and rural communities. So what does all this add up to? When I took office 50 days ago, only 8% of Americans, after months, only 8% of those over the age of 65 have gotten their first vaccination. Today, that number is 65%. Just 14% of Americans over the age of 75, 50 days ago had gotten their first shot. Today, that number is well over 70%. With new guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, that came out on Monday, it means simply this: millions and millions of grandparents who went months without being able to hug their grandkids can now do so. And the more people are fully vaccinated, the CD will continue to provide additional guidance on what you can do in the workplace, places of worship with your friends, as well as travel. When I came into office, you may recall, I set a goal that many of you said was kind of way over the top. I said I intended to get 100 million shots in people's arms in my first 100 days in office. Tonight, I can say we're not only going to meet that goal, we're going to beat that goal. Because we're actually on track to reach this goal of 100 million shots in arms on my 60th day in office. No other country in the world has done this. None. Now I want to talk about the next steps we're thinking about. First, tonight, I'm announcing that I will direct all states, tribes, and territories to make all adults, people 18 and over, eligible to be vaccinated no later than May 1. Let me say that again. All adult Americans will be eligible to get a vaccine no later than May 1. That's much earlier than expected. Let me be clear. That doesn't mean everyone's going to have that shot immediately, but it means you'll be able to get in line beginning May 1. Every adult will be eligible to get their shot. And to do this, we're going to go from 1 million shots a day that I promised in December, before I was sworn in, to beating our current pace of 2 million shots a day, outpacing the rest of the world. Secondly, at the time when every adult is eligible in May, we will launch, with our partners, new tools to make it easier for you to find the vaccine and where to get the shot, including a new website that will help you first find the place to get vaccinated and the one nearest you. No more searching day and night for an appointment for you and your loved ones. Thirdly, with the passage of the American Rescue Plan, and I thank again the House and Senate for passing it, and my announcement last month of a plan to vaccinate teachers and school staff, including bus drivers, we can accelerate massive nationwide effort to reopen our schools safely and meet my goal that I stated at the same time, about 100 million shots, of opening the majority of K through 8 schools in my first 100 days in office. This is going to be the #1 priority of my new Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona. Fourth, in the coming weeks, we will issue further guidance on what you can and cannot do once fully vaccinated, to lessen the confusion, to keep people safe, and encourage more people to get vaccinated. And finally, fifth, and maybe most importantly, I promise I will do everything in my power. I will not relent until we beat this virus. But I need you, the American people. I need you. I need every American to do their part. And that's not hyperbole. I need you. I need you to get vaccinated when it's your turn and when you can find an opportunity. And to help your family, your friends, your neighbors get vaccinated as well. Because here's the point. If we do all this, if we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout or a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day. That doesn't mean large events with lots of people together, but it does mean small groups will be able to get together. After this long, hard year, that will make this Independence Day something truly special, where we not only mark our independence as a nation, but we begin to mark our independence from this virus. But to get there, we can't let our guard down. This fight is far from over, as I told the woman in Pennsylvania. I'll tell you the truth. On July 4th, with your loved ones, is the goal. But a goal, a lot can happen. Conditions can change. The scientists have made clear that things may get worse again as new variants of the virus spread. We've got work to do to ensure that everyone has confidence in the safety and effectiveness of all 3 vaccines. So our message to you is this: listen to Dr. Fauci, one of the most distinguished and trusted voices in the world. He's assured us the vaccines are safe. They underwent rigorous scientific review. I know they're safe. Vice President Harris and I know they're safe. That's why we got the vaccine publicly in front of cameras, so for the world to see, so you can see us do it. The First Lady and the Second Gentleman also got vaccinated. Talk to your family, friends, your neighbors, the people you know best who've gotten the vaccine. We need everyone to get vaccinated. We need everyone to keep washing your hands, stay socially distanced, and keep wearing the mask as recommended by the CDC. Because even if we devote every resource we have, beating this virus and getting back to normal depends on national unity. And national unity isn't just how politics and politicians vote in Washington, or what the loudest voices say on cable or online. Unity is what we do together as fellow Americans. Because if we don't stay vigilant and the conditions change, then we may have to reinstate restrictions to get back on track. And please, we don't want to do that again. We've made so much progress. This is not the time to let up. Just as we were emerging from the dark winter into a hopeful spring and summer is not the time to not stick with the rules. I'll close with this. We've lost so much over the last year. We've lost family and friends. We've lost businesses and dreams we spent years building. We've lost time with each other. And our children have lost so much time with their friends, time with their schools. No graduation ceremonies this spring. No graduations from college, high school, moving up ceremonies. You know, there's something else we lost. We lost faith in whether our government and our democracy can deliver on really hard things for the American people. But as I stand here tonight, we're proving once again something I've said time and time again until you're probably tired of hearing me say it. I say it to foreign leaders and domestic alike. It's never, ever a good bet to bet against the American people. America is coming back. The development, manufacture, and distribution of vaccines in record time is a true miracle of science. It's one of the most extraordinary achievements any country has ever accomplished. And we also just saw the Perseverance rover land on Mars. Stunning images of our dreams that are now a reality. Another example of the extraordinary American ingenuity, commitment, and belief in science and one another. And today, I signed into law the American Rescue Plan, an historic piece of legislation that delivers immediate relief to millions of people. Includes $1,400 in direct rescue checks, payments. That means a typical family of four earning about $110,000 will get checks for $5,600 deposited if they have direct deposit or in a check, a treasury check. It extends unemployment benefits. It helps small businesses, lowers healthcare premiums for many. It provides food and nutrition, keeps families in their homes. And it will cut child poverty in this country in half, according to the experts. And it funds all the steps I just described to beat the virus and create millions of jobs. In the coming weeks and months, I'll be traveling along with the First Lady, the Vice President, the Second Gentleman, members of my cabinet, to speak directly to you, to tell you the truth about how the American Rescue Plan meets the moment. And if it fails at any point, I will acknowledge that it failed, but it will not. About how after long, dark years, one whole year, there is hope and light of better days ahead. If we all do our part, this country will be vaccinated soon. Our economy will be on the mend. Our kids will be back in school. And we'll have proven once again that this country can do anything, hard things, big things, important things. Over a year ago, no one could have imagined what we're about to go through. But now, we're coming through it. And it's a shared experience that binds us together as a nation. We're bound together by the loss and the pain of the days that have gone by. We're also bound together by the hope and the possibilities of the days in front of us. My fervent prayer for our country is that after all we've been through, we'll come together as one people, one nation, one America. I believe we can and we will. We're seizing this moment. And history, I believe, will record. We faced and overcame one of the toughest and darkest periods in this nation's history. Darkest we've ever known. I promise you, we'll come out stronger with a renewed faith in ourselves, a renewed commitment to one another, to our communities, and to our country. This is the United States of America. And there's nothing, from the bottom of my heart, I believe this, there's nothing we can't do when we do it together. So God bless you all. And please, God, give solace to all those people who lost someone. And may God protect our troops. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I look forward to seeing you.
46.
Okay. So there we are. We just saw, excuse me, Joe Biden. We see him walking away. He just gave a good primetime speech about the 1 year we've been in COVID-19 pandemic. Few things. I was writing notes as he was talking. One thing that's notable, he walks around with this card in his pocket that is updated daily on how many Americans have been killed by coronavirus. That's poignant for him to always be remembering what is happening on the ground. Let's see. He talked about events that didn't happen as far as like birthdays and weddings. I mean, some people, still have some weddings or whatever. I was just talking the other day and I said, you know what, if I was ever to get married, baby, 2020 was it. Because then I saw people, they was like, you know what, we just want to go outside with 5 people and we get married. We not even going to spend our money to do that whole big wedding. I said, now I know all the calamity and the shenanigans happen, but when you think about it on the revenue side, baby, people end up, keeping their money on them weddings. But I understand what he was saying. Lots of events happen. People were dying, not able to have funerals where people can gather, children having birthdays, can't go there, can't have family dinner with people at risk. not knowing what's happening, events canceled, that whole thing. He talked about the terrible hate crimes that went up against Asian Americans, older Asian Americans. Specifically, he didn't say this, but I'll say this, specifically at the hand of racist rhetoric, racist language, calling this virus the Kung flu or the China virus, when it is a virus. People in positions of power using that language, knowing that it would incite violence, and talked about how terrible that was, and is, because it's still happening to this day. It's really crazy if you think about it. How do you have a group of people who don't believe COVID is real, but at the same time in your group you got people that believe Asian Americans did it, and now you have hate crimes towards them or committing hate crimes towards them? The cognitive dissonance is just, one thing he did say, I'm gonna always tell you the truth, and the truth is, well, we'll see about him always telling the truth. But as far as this goes, the truth is, the only way we get our lives and our economy back is to beat the virus. Yes, ma'am, Pam. Yes, ma'am, Pam. That is the only way we get our lives back to some stage or some state of normalcy or to what it was pre-pandemic. He brought up a promise that he was making of 100 million doses in his first 100 days. In his first 100 days. And a lot of people did tell him that's too grand of a promise. That's too awesome. You can't do it. He is on track to hit that goal on day 60. He's in day 51 right now. So that means in 9 days, he will hit his goal, thereby proving. Now, say what you want about that Joseph, because y'all know I don't fool with Joe like that. Say what you want about that Joseph. He has been defying the odds. We didn't think that he was going to get the nomination. Boom, got it. People didn't think that he would be able to do or lead the administration to getting 100 million vaccines out to Americans, and they're on track to do it day 60, meaning he will supersede what he said that he would be able to do. Another thing he said, all adults at age of 18 will be eligible to get their vaccine May 1st. He reiterated that the administration is securing 100 million doses from the Johnson & Johnson, of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That's that single dose vaccination. And he also said that if we do our part, he asked for our help. He asked for partnership in this, that he needed our help. And if we do our part, masking, getting your vaccine, baby, wash your hands anyway. COVID or no COVID, wash your hands, period. That we could get back to a level of normalcy July 4th, not having these grand events, but being able to have like a backyard barbecue, if you will. Excuse me. So those were some of the highlights of everything that he said. And I would just have to point out that I welcome the return. Again, y'all know I don't really rock with Joe Biden like that. But I welcome a return to the commander-in-chief, the number one position in our country, speaking in a way that is full of compassion, empathy, a clear line of consciousness speaking, or a clear line of conscious speaking. No fluff, no, just what it is. This is what it is. This is what we're doing. This is what we've done. This is what we need to do. Will you partner with me? Will you collaborate with me? I appreciate it. I just appreciate it. I really do. And again, y'all know I don't rock with Biden like that. I appreciate it. So that's where we are. I saw some people in the comments definitely talking about them getting their vaccine, them getting their vaccine and feeling okay. Some people, I saw you, Miss Shamika, that said you hadn't left your house in about 10 months. And Shamika, you're one of the Patreon members. So we've had a one-on-one where we've talked about, the specific reasons why you have it and for your family specifically and all of that. So this is a real thing. And I appreciate it. That's what I have right now. I have a sense of appreciation. Even if you step outside of today, he did acknowledge the death, did acknowledge the loss of life, but has been doing that, holding memorials, remembrances for these people, lowering the flag as to show respect for the loss of life, because what we know, it's not just one person, right? One person is somebody's brother, sister, cousin, mother, grandmother, co-worker, church friend, church mother, community servant, the gardener. That's somebody. One person has so many different through lines. So I can appreciate that as well. He also talked about him signing the coronavirus relief package today, which is absolutely transformative. The $1,400 going out to people in the form of stimulus check, people trying to get to where the money resides. I put a call out or put a tweet out asking people, what are you going to do with your stimulus checks? And people were saying like bills. Some people said savings as well. Also in that package, we talked about it yesterday. About the healthcare, them almost reforming healthcare and lowering premiums and lowering or including COBRA subsidies. Also, people cutting checks to people who got churned. I ain't gonna lie. I need to see if that thing gonna be permanent, because if that thing is going to be permanent, then I might need to go ahead and have me some churn. Okay, if y'all gonna just be cutting the check, then we might just have to go ahead and have a little children, if you will. I want them anyway, but that might be a good little time. So, yeah. I appreciate everything about this. I would love to know what you all think. Typically what we do here is we go ahead and we do super comments. I am not asking for super comments tonight. If you'd like to give them, we could still use them, because that's what help us, keep doing this show and keep updating you. But I would love to know in the comments, I'm gonna bring them up on the stage. Excuse me, I'm gonna bring them up on the stage. You could just do a regular comment. What are your thoughts about tonight? Tell me what you liked, what you disliked. Propaganda is going to get you blocked in a minute. So that be warned. But yeah, if you want to give super comments, I would love that. Let me go ahead and put my banner up as well. If you want to go ahead and donate to the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, so we can keep doing this, keep the lights cut on, that would be great. Hey, that extra $300 a month will help out a lot. Baby, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I'm like, I need to go ahead and have some churns. Yeah, for sure. What were you all thinking? Let me know. What were your thoughts? Cynthia said a grown-up speaking was nice to see. Yeah. It was the steady stream of conscious thought for me. That's what it was for me. It was the non-attacking, this is what it is, let me tell you the truth, boom, transparency for me. I thought this time around it was very well spoken. There was compassion and transparency from what I saw. Exactly. Yeah, thank you, T-Sipper. Let's see. It feels very good to have someone, someone here that knows what they're doing as president. Correct. Last name Gordon. It was nice to have someone speak, and it resonates with us youth. And we weren't angry, right? Nobody walked away angry. If anybody walked away angry from that speech, then that's a whole nother issue, because that speech wasn't attacking nothing. This was what it is, what we've done, what we're going to do, and moving forward. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Let's see here. Let me get some more comments. Oh, this thing moved kind of quick. Let's see. It was a good speech that I actually believed. I believe him as well in this. Annette Miller. I enjoyed a president that not only said the truth, but also acknowledged and clarity of what we need to do together. It was the collaboration for me. It was, I need you. This is not hyperbole. I need you so we can get past this thing. I love that. Jessica Hernandez say, I got 2 kids between, but baby, she finna get a check. Baby. I'm finna start popping out children's. You hear? I need to find out, is this gonna be permanent? Because I'm finna pop out some children. Well, not, I guess I can't pop out some children, but I might just done sped up the plan, because I wasn't gonna have them till later. But if y'all gonna send a check to help with these people, listen. It's me not screaming at the screen for me, right? The compassion and logical information instead of hate and division. Love to see it. Compassion was refreshing and encouraging. Okay. I love the family watching together. I like how he told the truth. Yep. He spoke with integrity, truth, very genuine. Absolutely. Keona Williams, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate that, sis. I appreciate that. Hold on. It jumped. So let me get these comments. And let me get these comments because it jumped. Let's see here. Here's a good one. I can say as a Canadian, I saw more straightforwardness in also dealing with matters at hand in a respected way. Right. Absolutely. I don't know if I said this here. I can't remember if I said this here. I've been saying it everywhere else. It's kind of crazy that his biggest scandal right now is the dog biting the White House aide. Like, that's the biggest scandal. We'll take it. We'll just take it. Let's see here. Sounds like a good plan, praying that it is executed properly. Yep. It was the compassion and empathy for me and acknowledging the losses. Acknowledging the losses. The stimulus check is always a good thing, in my opinion. Okay, come on. Money reside. Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Hey, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, here's one. A concern. I do have a concern. Why did the last administration order so little of the vaccine? And if they had won and was still in office, where would we be? I don't know if that should be I can't say that it shouldn't be a concern because it's your thoughts, your feelings. But true. All I can say to that is true. True. Where would we be right now? Thank you, Jesus. We're not there. So, yeah. Okay, I said it last night. Okay. That dog said, and watch it. Okay. Don't be the German Shepherd said, don't be rolling up on me like that. Don't do that. I was down there in that situation room and they was telling me about all this, overseas stuff. We got the military over there, then we got domestic terrorism over here. Don't do that. The dog said, don't do that. Okay. Nah, that's funny. Not funny that the person got bit. That comment was funny. But yeah, so all in all, I thought it was a really great speech. Again, Biden is advocating for people to getting vaccinated when it is their turn. And May 1st, all adults over the age or everyone age 18 will be eligible for the vaccine. Now, I'll tell y'all this because we talk. I've not been one that advocated for the vaccine. I've been one that has advocated for everyone to make their own individual decisions, to listen to the experts. I am not a virologist. I am not an epidemiologist. I am not a public health person. None of those things. So you need to be listening to the people who have expertise in that field. I got to make up my own decision for myself, and you do as well. And I'll say this morning, I actually thought about it today. I was like, if I did get the vaccine, I would get Johnson & Johnson because it's single dose. I think I would feel more comfortable with a single dose vaccine as opposed to two. That's just me right now. I have not committed to it. But if I was, I do think it's interesting that I had that thought this morning, just randomly, just walking around. I did have that thought this morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephanie Smith, telling everybody, don't forget to push the like button. Yes, please. When you hit the like button, that helps me and the YouTube and Facebook algorithm and all of that. It's telling the algorithm that this is content that people like. And so it will push it out to other feeds as suggested videos. So please definitely hit the like button. Thank you, Stephanie, for that. So yeah, I think that it's interesting that I even had that thought today. My grandmother got her vaccine, her first dose last week. My mom told me today she got her first dose yesterday. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to say everybody needs to make their individual determination for their family, but I don't care how you feel. Let's just have the facts, right? And then you make your decisions on the other side of the facts. So please listen to trusted sources, listen to epidemiologists, trusted epidemiologists, virologists, public health people, Dr. Tony Fauci. Okay, we still rock with Dr. Tony Fauci. Let it be known. We still rock with Dr. Tony Fauci. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. I believe Johnson & Johnson should go to the homeless just because it's no guarantee they can come back for a second vaccine. I didn't even think of that. That's a whole TikTok, Instagram, Twitter video that I feel like I need to make. That would be definitely if they want it, right? If the homeless if a homeless person wants it, that would be much better, because there is no guarantee that that there will be a loop back around. Good idea. That's a great idea. So yeah. Guys, I know we were early tonight, but thank you so much for tuning in and streaming. Baby, it wouldn't be a stream if I didn't tell you, baby, get your goalie gummies. Now you got to get your goalie gummies. Now you got to do that. And I think the promo is running out tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. 10% off right now. That'll be done tomorrow if you use my promo code right there. I'd also like to invite you to the Patreon. You can use that same link to come on and join the Patreon, get you some behind the scenes, schedule one-on-one Zoom calls with me where we just chit and chat. Or if you have business proposals and ideas, or you want to talk about marketing, how do you build your brand? I've had some of those conversations as well. I think it's very high level content or high level value, especially when you're talking about brand building, if you're interested in that, because people pay hundreds of dollars for that. You can sign up for, I think, the $12.99, $9.99 or $12.99 Patreon, and I'll tell you everything I know. Am I an expert? No, but I can show you what has been done so far and the things that I've used, the mistakes I've made and what I've not done, and what I've learned from them. So I think it's a steal. But you can join there as well in 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, my video on Meghan Markle and the Prince Harry interview that happened this week is dropping exclusively on YouTube. It drops at 8 p.m. CST. 8 p.m. CST. I would love for you all to stick around on YouTube. Go to my YouTube page, cut on your post notifications for my page so you get alerted when I drop that. But that is dropping in 15 minutes. It's about a 12-minute video of me talking about my thought on that situation. We talked a little bit about it this Monday, but like I told you on Monday's live show, I took a little side detour. Shannon says she loved the teaser. Why don't I pull the teaser up right now? I didn't even think to do that. That's why I can't wait till I can fully hire a whole team that can work this whole thing and they can do a whole show. I'm going to bring up the promo, the 1-minute teaser, and hold. Thank you, Shannon, for even saying that, because that definitely sparked my mind really quickly. Let's see, where is that at? And I'll show you all right now. Excuse me. I will show you all right now. Okay, let me see here. Share screen. I didn't know I could put it in there like that. Hold on, y'all. I was all the way drawn into this interview. Sis probably thought she was finna marry Aladdin, right? Aladdin was a fake prince, right? He was a fake prince, but it turned out all good. Having conversations with Harry about how dark their child's skin would have been. Do what now? Meghan has very fair skin. Harry has white skin. Archie ain't gonna come out looking like me. I don't think that we should dismiss Harry's story in this, along with Meghan's story. Kudos to him for standing up and choosing his wife over his life. And for her to be shot down and turned away based on what it would look like if she went away to go deal with her mental health issues, to still persevere through that, I just have to give kudos and flowers to that. Her experience of that despair, we reject that in the name of Jesus. It is my prayer that anybody that sees this video, if you are experiencing this, to please get help. There is so much more life on the other side of wanting to take your own life. All right. Hold on. Hold up. Your own life. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, wait, it's still doing that? Let me shut that down. Okay. Y'all couldn't see it? Y'all couldn't see it? I'm upset about it. I'm big mad. Now, I didn't play that. I'm over here enjoying it, and y'all could not even see it. Let's try this one more time. We got a little time. Let me try this one more again. Let's try this one more again. I was all... Okay, let's try this again. Boom. Share. We're going to share the screen. Application window. Chrome tab. Share. I was all the way drawn into this interview. You know, sis probably thought she was finna marry Aladdin, right? Aladdin was a fake prince, right? He was a fake prince, but it turned out all good. Having conversations with Harry about how dark their child's skin would have been. Do what now? Meghan has very fair skin. Harry has white skin. Like, Archie ain't gonna come out looking like me. Like, I don't think that we should dismiss Harry's story in this, along with Meghan's story. Kudos to him for standing up and choosing his wife over his life. And for her to be shot down and turned away based on what it would look like if she went away to go deal with her mental health issues, to still persevere through that, I just have to give kudos and flowers to that. Her experience of that despair, we reject that in the name of Jesus. It is my prayer that anybody that sees this video, if you are experiencing this, please get help. There is so much more life on the other side of wanting to take your own life. All right, so that is dropping now in 11 minutes, exclusively on YouTube. It's a 12-minute video. That was just a snippet. Shout out to my intern, Amy, who not only edited the video after I shot it, but also created that 1-minute teaser, if you will, to get people drawn in. So we would really appreciate you going over to YouTube, or if you're already here, staying on YouTube, cutting on your post notifications so that you are alerted if you need to walk away. But guys, that is tonight's show. It ended up being 50 minutes because Joe Biden took the first half of it. He took it, then I finished it off. Again, make sure you like this video on your way out. I appreciate your support. The interns appreciate your love and your support as well. Excuse me. And yeah, if Jesus says the same, I will be back tomorrow talking about the day's political shenanigans. So until then, people, y'all be blessed. A lot of people watched it, but nobody's watching day to day, all day, unless you're me and just love this stuff. Procedures are okay, but we want to know, where do you stand? And so I think the more that politicians stop trying to be politicians and be people, then that will engage voters. We reject alternative facts. So come on in here and let me educate you on the facts.